Hey guys, welcome back to another war recap of Without Remorse versus some Persian clan. They had a little bit of some shady stuff going on their side, we think, but we're not totally positive. But I'm not going to get into that a whole lot as I feel it's unnecessary. We pulled out the win by percent. They had good attacks. We had good attacks. Let's move on. In today's recap, I want to hit three main things. I want to hit the right attack for the right base, two types of funneling, and focus on some kill squad action again. So today, to start us off, we're having Finn's first attack verse number 17. So before this gets started, what I want to focus on is Finn brings a very diverse army of low-ho, you could say. He identifies certain compartments that once ADs are removed, that they become weak to loons. So the main example is once this air defense here at 9 o'clock gets taken out of, this compartment up here with the cannon, wizard tower cannon, is very susceptible to loons. So he uses loons to take out compartments that might be more difficult for hogs, but are easier for air stuff. So let's see this base getting wrecked and how he does it. Starts off with a couple wizards to create that funnel. Drops a single golem. More wizards, create the funnel. Sends in wall breakers. They don't target where the golem is, so there's no wall breaker fail, which is great. More wizards, sends in the king. And at this point, CC gets lured out. And he brought the exact amount of troops for what he needed to accomplish. Take out the compartment, take out the king, and take out the CC. And he pretty much nailed the troops exactly. So then he starts his hog part on the backside here. His kill squad removed one possible double giant bomb. Unfortunately, it wasn't there. It was on the backside. He hits it there. The heal spell kind of gets him back up and going. But it definitely hurt him a little bit. Ultimately, it didn't matter because he 3-starred. So here comes those loons I was talking about to help out the hogs. You can see that compartment. Those hogs are getting roasted. And the loons do some tanking, help out, while the other hogs come in that survive from the right-hand side of the base. Had those hogs not been there, I think those loons probably would have, finished off the compartment anyways. So now it's just cleanup. So a really good attack to Finn, making a slightly more complex attack, but overall the attack fit the base better and I think leads to a higher success rate. Boom, finish it up. Hogs travel around. Really good 3-star, man. Way to go. Alright, next we're going to be looking at Cowboys attack on 22. So in this attack here, as you can see, all the ADs are in the core. When I see that, I'm like, some sort of ground something. No way I'm doing drags, all AD in the core. It's difficult. It's not impossible by any means, but your success rate with all AD in the core, I think, is much lower compared to other types of attacks. Now, Cowboy gives it a go here. He does a really good effort. He gets really farther than I would have with drags. But I think that there are better attack styles for this base than drags. So let's watch what he does and see how it goes. Creates a really nice funnel with dragons. CC comes out, poison on it. Speed through this. He's trying to get those loons to go to the core to take out the ADs. That's definitely key for this attack working out. Unfortunately, it sort of happens, sort of doesn't happen. A couple try to go to the core. Most of them split though. His dragons progressed really fast in, and ultimately the attack just peters out. Town hall, storages, a lot of heavy hit point buildings. So it was a really good effort by Cowboy. Like I said, he got further than I would have. I just think that there are better attack styles for a base with all ADs in the core. And we're going to check that out next. So demonstrating to us an attack style that I think is much better for all ADs in the core is Dave the Brave hitting that exact same base. So two things that we're demonstrating on this replay here. The first is Go Vol Low, which I think is much more conducive to this base. Getting into the core, taking out the ADs, and then using loons for everything else to get rid of the air defenses, or to get rid of the air targeting things, and not having to worry so much about those ADs. Second thing we're demonstrating is funneling. He does a really good job funneling in the beginning, but because he waits so long, a lot of his Valkyries end up circling. Well, let's take a look at what goes on here. Drops his golems. Wizards on the left, wizards on the right. Like I said, his first funnel is really good and more than satisfactory. I like it. He quad quakes, golems redirect in, wizards start going in. He drops more wizards and the king as he sees that dragon in the CC. Wants to get that dragon down. This is where he ran into problems. He dropped his Valks, and some of them decided to go in, some of them decided to circle. Now I'm told he did this intentionally because all of his wizards he planned for cleanup, so he used the Valks for cleanup instead because the wizards went to the core. I'm not sure. I think I would have sent the Valks in either way. And here come the loons I was talking about. He targets the archer towers and the wizard towers because that's the only thing that can shoot loons. It's silly to target the cannons and mortars first. They're not going to target your loons. So once they finish with the air targeting defenses, they move on to the ground ones, which can't do anything anyways. And then it's on to cleanup. So you can see this attack style was much, much more conducive to this base. It absolutely wrecked it. He ended up with probably 40% of his army still alive at the end. Much, much better attack, and sort of demonstrated what can go wrong with funneling. But if you plan for it, I guess nothing went wrong, I suppose. Next up, to focus on funneling more, is going to be my replay on number 4. There are two types of funneling, in my opinion. The first is breadcrumb funneling, where you leave a few buildings up and your kill squad takes those buildings and heads into the base. The second type of funneling is wide funneling, where you clear everything on a single side and your troops have nowhere to go but in. So I'm going to demonstrate one, and Biscuit is going to demonstrate the other. To start off with, on this base, I used a lot of minions because there were no air targeting troops on that side. It was all cannons, mortars, stuff like that. So minions are cheap and easy compared to wizards, much more efficient troop space. As you can see over on the right, over on the left, I cleared off a bunch of the buildings. And I'm just kind of waiting. There you go, there's my quad quake. That's where I want to enter. And right here, you can see I just dropped my 2 Valkyries. And those 4 buildings that are left up, those are my breadcrumbs. I cleared out the whole right side. I cleared out the whole left side. And I left just a couple of buildings there, which all of my Valkyries, my king, my queen, they're going to pick up on those, destroy them, and head straight to the base. Boom, the rest of the Valkyries, king, queen, and They don't have anywhere to go. They took those breadcrumbs and headed straight into the base. That is breadcrumb funneling. Now to demonstrate wide funneling is Biscuit hitting number 7 here. All the action here is up top. He does the same sort of similar thing, using some minions to funnel. I like it. Let's speed this up here. More funneling. Drops the golems to start tanking. Comes some wizards. Now right here, he's kind of got the breadcrumb thing going on with those 3 collectors, but he shoots them down. And so now he's got a wide funnel. So from this army camp on the left all the way over to the other army camp, that whole area is cleared. So when he drops his Valks, because the funnel is so wide from side to side, even though there's no breadcrumbs, they head into the base. So boom. He used a couple of defenses. And as you can see, when he drops his Valks, that whole first compartment is already cleared out. But like I said, because this funnel was created so wide, the Valks still head straight into the base. There you go. So those are the 2 types of funneling: wide funneling and breadcrumb funneling. I'm going to show one more real quick. This is my second one here, because it was a much smaller breadcrumb. My first one was kind of wide, so it looked like a wide with a breadcrumb, but here's a much smaller breadcrumb funneling. So you can do it in a more compact area, and it doesn't take as long. So right there. There's my breadcrumb. I cleared out left, cleared out right. I really didn't take out that many buildings. It was only like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 buildings I took out. And I left those out, and then the Valks head straight in. So breadcrumb funneling can be done in a much smaller area and more quickly compared to wide. Which one you use depends on the base, how easy it is. It's really more personal preference, but those are the 2 types of funneling. Moving on to kill squads will be both of Kit's attacks. We're going to do his first one, which didn't go so great, and then his second one, which was Clutch in War and was absolutely awesome. So we're going to pause it right here. We're going to give our nifty drawing tool a try. So in this base, there's only two possible double giant bomb spots. One is somewhere in there, and the other one is somewhere in there somehow. That's it. There's no other places. There's not even like spaces really for much else anywhere. There could be a single, maybe 2 places. But as far as double jumps, those are the only ones. And this one over here on the left really doesn't make a lot of sense because it's really exposed and easy to get to. So the only good double bomb spot is that one by the wizard tower near the core. So Kit decides to enter from probably about 2 o'clock, I'd say, and come in there, get the CC, get the queen, get that double bomb, and move on. But the problem is Kit, although this is a bad double bomb spot over here, Kit doesn't account for it and ends up roasting all the hogs. So let's see what happens. We're going to do some 2x replay action here. There we go. So there's golems. Wizards go down for funnel. And right there, that mortar shot. Hit a bunch of wall breakers. Never wall break in where your golems are. Wizard towers, mortars, they will hit it. Don't wall break in where your golems are. He almost starts to get some troops to walk, but luckily that king beat through a wall. Really good jump spell went down. tiny bit slow on the poison and a missed king ability, but he ended up getting everything that he needed to. It just could have been a little bit cleaner. He gets the CC, he gets the queen, he clears out the archer tower, which removes pathing for the most part to the double giant bomb and the expo. And with that all accomplished, here comes the hog in one giant pack for the most part. And this is where things went wrong. On bases where you're not totally sure where all the bombs are, I think surgical's better. He tries to do some pathing down here to try to negate that double bomb, but whatever it was, it didn't work out. And here come all the hogs in one giant pack, and boom, boom. That's the end of the raid. Even though that is a bad double giant bomb spot because it's so easy to get to, it was effective enough in taking out his hogs because Kit didn't account for it. So although it was not effective, it was effective enough to work once. I believe Ender hit this one later in the war for a cleanup, and he came in from this bottom section here, triggered it with his kill squad because it's super easy to, killed the CC, killed the queen, and then he just did some creative pathing up here for this one near the core. So even bad double giant bomb spots, guys, you still have to figure out something for them. So nice try to Kit, and let's move on to Kit's very successful second attack. Alright, so here's this base. This one has a lot more double giant bomb possibilities, which we are going to draw here with our nifty drawing tool that I'm practicing on. Let's do red. Everybody likes red. So there's a lot of double giant bombs possibilities. There's one there. There's one there. See, there's one there. Those are the most likely ones. The least likely ones, let's say we'll put in blue. So we'll try possible but bad, because it's on the external, easy to trigger with some sort of like queen walk, or just send two hogs in, easy to trigger. Here again, possible but bad. I think that's it. No, I suppose you could have one here. That wouldn't be a terrible one, but it's really not that deep. I suppose there's another. I suppose you could have another good one right there. But what we take away from this is that all the really good double giant bomb spots revolve around the expos. Either in front of them, to the left of them, behind them. The most likely double giant bomb spots all revolve around the expos. So if you remove those expos, either through taking out the expos, getting to them, you remove double giant bombs, or through taking out the expos, you remove pathing to the double giant bombs. So what Kit does is Kit comes in through this way and has a jump spell right there, which when the kill squad coming in that way will either trigger both double giant bombs, or one if there's one there, and then taking out the expos will remove pathing to either the one behind it or the one to the left. It's a wonderful drawing. So let's watch Kit do the stack here. Golems come down. An earlier attack, I'll point out that cannon over on the right hand side. Base is outside. Defense is outside the base. Gotta watch out for. Golems love them, and that screwed over an attack earlier. So try to look for everything. Wall breakers went in near where the golems were, but not quite. So we didn't have a wall breaker fail. Jump spell goes down. Valkyries head in. CC poisons. Valkyries wreck everything on the ground. Looks like King circled and the CC circled, but Kit got enough that went in to make it work out. So you can see the kill squad walked right over one double giant bomb. And the queen goes in there and removes both expos, which removes pathing to the second double giant bomb, which we'll see here in a minute. So we got that king and those Valks still walking around, some hogs here and there, and right here. If it wasn't for this hog that came back, and boom, boom, bomb, bomb. If it wasn't for that one hog, that pathing would have been completely ignored. So like I said, you remove both the expos, and either through getting to them or through removing them, you eliminate double giant bombs. And Kid had a really creative use of the heal spell right there on the queen. He saw the queen was in the center of the core and center of the base and had access to everything. And she could shoot everything and got some pretty good value out of that heal spell, I guess. And there you go. Everything goes around, clean up, finish. So hopefully you guys learned some stuff from that. Good attack on your second one, Kit. More cleanup and done. Alright, the last thing we're going to focus on for this recap is in the beginning I was talking about how specific attack strategies for specific bases, and that's what I'm a proponent of. That's what I try to do, but it's not by any means the only way. As you can see from the enemy's attack against us, they use pretty much the same strategy up and down. 4 quakes, 3 heals, golems, hogs. Let's see, that was Ender, here's Biscuit. 4 quakes, 3 heals, golems, hogs. A little bit more hogs in that one. 4 quakes, 3 heals, golems, hogs. It's like this up and down the whole way. 4 quakes, 3 heals, same number of hogs again. So they pretty much hit all of our 9s and most of our 8s with a very similar strategy to that. So my takeaway from that is either that particular composition is really strong versus all Town Hall 9 bases and 8s for the most part, or we have a lot of weak Town Hall 9 bases. So I'll let you guys decide, take away from that what you will. Hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and can't wait till the next one.